What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling comfortable today, Cancer. So for those of you who, that'll make sense in a second. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just fantastic, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer, your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot cards, so it's based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. Sidebar, Cancer, I actually got to see her the other day. I want to say the moon was still. This moon she would have just had entered into Taurus not too long ago. She was just up there smiling. It was fantastic, Cancer. And I actually talked about some of the signs, the phases, and when she goes void, of course, Cancer with the people I was with yesterday. I was hanging out with a Leo sun and an Aquarius sun. It was fat. It was a fun time. But yeah, we'll talk about all those lunar shenanigans there, Cancer. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Yeah, it was really nice to see the moon there, Cancer. I always enjoy seeing her just hovering in the sky. And Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Oh, feeling lovely. I didn't realize how much this was in the frame. That's fine. Just green energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer. Happy Mercury Day. Mercury is associated with communication and all that stuff. I think I'm feeling the retrograde kind of early. But Mercury is a great day for communication, Cancer. I was actually catching up with an old high school friend not too long earlier today, Cancer. And this can be great for doing any sort of like studying. This can be great for if you just want to get caught up on some reading, or maybe you want to do some stuff, maybe some promotional things on the internet. Maybe this is great energy for working with computers and such. Just really kind of get the mind working. Maybe you want to do a crossword, or maybe you want to do it in pen, Cancer. Get a little extra challenge there, really commit. You could do, for some reason I'm getting those Rubik's Cubes as well, Cancer. If that's your thing, have at it. But really great just getting the work of the mind there, Cancer. And Cancer, we have a very beautiful energy today as well, because we have a waning crescent that is happening in Taurus. Thank you, higher self. And with this energy, Cancer, I feel that with this intention that you built up and set out for this lunar cycle, after that Aries energy really kind of gets you in that sort of excited state. The Taurus energy is where we start to ground that. Okay, it's like we feel this excitement, we're taking that leap. Now, how do we feel secure in what we've committed to? Does this accurately reflect the values that you want to portray? How does this bring almost like this sense of peace? I feel like how this could even, just because Venus is involved here, I feel like how this even can bring like even kind of, I know that gets into like Libra's realm a little bit, but Libra and Taurus are both about this energy of peace, in the sense of harmony, in the sense of serenity. And so I feel like how that even is, are we feeling secure in our relationships possibly? Because I'm feeling with this energy, the dispositor, and the reason why I say this energy is very, very lovely, Cancer, is because where the dispositor of this moon placement is at in Taurus is Venus. And in Cancer, not only that, the moon is exalted in Taurus, so she does, outside of our sign, she does very well in Taurus. Venus is also in Pisces, in a sign that she's exalted in. So she's doing very well. And all of this energy is under the rulership of Neptune, which is, she's in her home sign of Pisces. And she's very far along in Pisces now. This is a very intuitive Neptune. And I feel this is a great energy for you, Cancer, really to kind of check in. Taurus is a very sensual type of energy. And so do some things I feel that can. I'm just picturing you working with your kind of like your, however you connect with Source or Cancer. This could be through your guides, your higher self, your God, Buddha, and doing this in a very kind of physical way. It's interesting. What are some tangible things that we're noticing there, Cancer, as things are kind of growing out, is what I'm kind of picturing with this. This is a very slow energy in with Taurus, and I feel like it's one where we're really kind of just taking in the surroundings there, Cancer. Really being in this. I'm picturing you in a very sensual energy, but there's this comfort that's with the. It's almost like you're flirting with the energies a little bit, Cancer, is how I'm kind of feeling it there. Kind of feeling things in a different type of way, feeling the change that is happening in you. Because this waxing crescent energy is meant to build you up. And Taurus deals with that, it can deal with that energy of self-esteem as well. So I just feel with how there's all this feminine energy in such strong places, all the feminine celestial bodies in this really kind of pleasant conversation. And depending on where your Cancer placements are at, as this moon moves along through there, this is forming a sextile with those placements. Things are feeling, I just feel like this is a time to really kind of feel at ease with where you're going on your journey. A time to, again, build yourself up. And if you're not feeling that, explore that stuff there, Cancer. This is, I feel like, a very sensitive point for Cancerian energy right now, too. Because now not only are you're already in tune with your emotions now, Cancer, but now the moon is, again, in a more grounded energy in Taurus. She feels everything's like, it's not as ethereal and as nebulous. It's more solidified. Taurus is the earth. So now you are more in tune with your body as well there, Cancer. You're like a there's a word, I'm like an antenna almost. And I feel like this is receiving that frequency from higher self, because again, Venus is in the sign she's exalted in her ruler, her higher self, her higher octave. Neptune is there, kind of fueling this show, Cancer. So I like this, and I feel this is an invitation to just kind of take it easy, physically, energetically. Take care of yourself as this makes sense. Carve out some time for you. Pay attention to some things where we may kind of abuse sensuality a little bit, things we may just kind of overindulge with, because that can be a lower expression of Taurus, and how we may find emotional comforts possibly when we're dealing with these things, when we're not feeling so self-confident. What are those kind of go-tos, those kind of triggers, and treat them with compassion. Like Venus is in a very accepting energy. Neptune is in her home sign. So again, a lot of support and a lot of beautiful energy in this. This could be even too, I feel like, appreciating the relationships around you, maybe how those things are growing as well. Again, something about that, just feeling solidified in all kinds of fronts there, Cancer, and just kind of paying attention to those areas as you're building up through this. So I really enjoy this, Cancer. And if this is something you want to look into, Cancer, you can check down in the description box the links for the services that I provide. And there's also on my Instagram page as well there, Cancer. So definitely check that out. I've been posting stuff. I actually was a little late on my Venus post, but it's fine. We're getting there. But yes, Cancer, last couple of things here before we get into this energy. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below, some links for some other readers that I really enjoyed there, Cancer. Definitely check them out. They're really just a fantastic group. I think you would enjoy the energies and the messages and support that they bring. There are some links for an astrologer that I enjoy watching listening to, depends on which platform I catch her on. Links for a couple podcasts, Cancer, a website I really enjoy, like an astrology website. and some apps, Cancer. So avail yourself of all these little treasures that are down there. Cancer is really, really fantastic. So let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day here, Cancer. And I like this because you have the owl spirit here, which is a card of you see clearly now. And I like this, Cancer, because I feel that this owl spirit, owls are all, are a representation of wisdom. I just, even as I talked about it, I was just getting the picture of Athena, and I want to say that there's an owl that's associated with her, and she's the goddess, I want to say, of numerous things, but wisdom being somewhere in there, I'm sure. And I just feel, talk about a strong feminine, but I feel that this is you, Cancer, because Taurus energy, I feel, is a very kind of underrated intuitive because they are, again, connected to the earth in a very special type of way, even compared to the other earth signs. I'm getting like a Gaia energy sometimes when I think about Taurus and like just thinking about Venus. And I feel that this is you tuning in to those feelings. You see clearly now. Of course, I'm getting like that kind of like intuitive energy where we're not just, I feel, it's like there's this, it's not a clairvoyance per se. It's more so feeling secure with where you're at, for one. Kind of seeing things for what they are. Maybe we've been dealing with these sort of fear things that we were maybe kind of talking, and maybe nervous energies we're talking about with Aries. And now we're seeing things for what they are. Again, we're kind of grounding ourselves in reality. Okay, what is actually happening here? It gives me a very, what's the energy that I'm thinking about? Almost kind of like a Queen of Swords type of energy. There's another minor arcana that's trying to come to the forefront here. I'm getting Five of Pentacles is the first thing that kind of comes to mind, and I feel like it's that perception that matters as well there, Cancer. Really makes a big difference in how you see yourself. And if you tell yourself that everything is falling apart and all these things, and so it shall be. But if we acknowledge that, sure, there's a problem, but right now, okay, like I got this. Let's see what I can control right now. What can I, which is yourself there, Cancer, how you're reacting to these things. And I feel like in that you get more, I feel like there's a more kind of intuitive action and response to things as a more so reactive type of thing. And I almost feel like this is even kind of giving me that sort of like 12th house type of perspective where we're seeing this experience for what it is, a healthy detachment that could potentially be happening maybe for some. And if you find yourself maybe even getting lost in the sensitivity, Cancer, maybe finding yourself getting wired in all of this kind of nebulous energy that's going on in these next couple of days here. Again, this is a very sensitive place for Venus to be, I feel like. And this could be, again, just like with you being more aware of the body and the senses, with Taurus energy, utilizing those as tools to stay in touch, to stay connected with this source, but doing it through those sort of like sensorial type of things, whether this be through cooking, maybe this is just going out and gardening maybe, or just appreciating nature, going and touching leaves and trees and getting your hands in the dirt. Taurus is a very physical sign as well, and so this could be just, maybe this is in some sort of working out or just like even like kind of mindful movements, yoga, something along those lines. But this could even be where if we've been wrestling with a problem, perhaps even their Cancer, maybe been looking for some sort of inspiration, we can find that again, this could be looking for going out in nature to feel inspired, or even doing some sort of art there, Cancer. Taurus is, they're associated with the throat, and I'm getting like for some, maybe if you happen to do any sort of singing, but this I feel like could even be from Taurus. I feel like energy can be kind of a quiet sign sometimes, depending on, of course, the chart placements of things. And I feel like maybe there could be something about talking some things out there, maybe working through some fears here, just seeing with this Thank you, higher self. Let's see what the energy's going on here. Interesting. We're talking about all this Pisces energy, and look at that. Pisces starting us off. So you have the Moon card, and I think we had this yesterday, Cancer. We have the Moon card, the Knight of Moons, the Nine of Swords in reverse. Then you have the Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords upright here, Cancer. And I like this combination of the Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, because I feel that when you start tuning in and making that kind of connection with your senses, listening to where the body's trying to go, listening to that intuition, Cancer, you know, I feel like having the bravery to step into the unknown, to trust in the unknown here with the Moon being in reverse. New ideas pop up, you know, then we start, energies start getting, I feel like, a bit more, get more excited here. And I feel this Knight of Moons is being in reverse. I feel is a learning to it's seeing things in a different way, but it's like it's a feeling energy with the Knight of Moons. The Knight of Moons for me is Scorpio energy, and they're ones that get powerful intuitions that they have, and they really follow with their hearts. You know, they create this space. You know, being Mars ruled, they create this energy. Scorpio energy is one that really lives in the moment. They take, like, knowing that this can all be taken away tomorrow. How am I following my heart in the present, and what are some ways that I can start working towards that? How do I shift the direction here? What ideas come up when you start thinking about that? This Page of Wands again is very excited, you know, because now I feel that we can start seeing with all this, even though this stuff is all fueled by Pisces, this Taurus energy is grounding that. And Taurus is in a great relationship, that energy between the Pisces energy and your Cancer placements. And maybe you happen to have some Pisces energy in your chart as well. So there's a lovely stuff going on here, Cancer. Again, that one that supports you getting past any sort of fears, I feel, with the Nine of Swords. And this could be maybe learning some tactile type of things here with Taurus, as far as like how to overcome these anxieties, these fears. Maybe this is disconnecting, maybe this is, and paying attention to, I feel like with this Taurus energy, since you're in a heightened sense of receptivity, Cancer, paying attention to where we may be kind of overwhelmed a little bit. Because I find that I feel Taurus energy is one that can be, because their energies are similar with ours, can be very sensitive to external stimuli, that it could just kind of overload a little bit, and making sure to just create kind of quiet spaces for yourself here too, Cancer. Learning different tools, but I feel like even just in that can help you kind of see things clearly there, assuage any sort of fears or anything along those lines there, Cancer. So I like this. I like this energy that's kind of coming through here, but let's get some more on this. Alright, Cancer. Think of yourself. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, and there's Libra. So we have the Four of Moons, the Seven of Moons, the Eight of Stars, and the Justice card in reverse, Libra energy. And then you have the Six of Swords upright here, Cancer. And I feel the Six of Swords, I feel, is the direction that we're going when we start seeing things clearly. When we start, I feel for some, again, there's this facing these fears that may be kind of happening with I feel like with like the Seven of Moons here. We might be creating more stuff. It's almost like you may be, for some, it's like, it's giving me almost like an overwhelmed type of energy here. Maybe getting bogged down with too many emotions, too many thoughts, you know, like thinking about all of the things, the Eight of Stars, that may need to be done with, let's say, a particular task. Maybe you're trying to you know, maybe get more active. Maybe you're trying to change up your diet, and it's like we're noticing like all of these things that may be kind of coming up here, and then we start getting out of this sense of harmony, start to feeling out of balance here. But the Justice card, I feel, is asking you to, that's interesting. I feel it's one, treating yourself fairly here, Cancer, and really kind of understanding the underlying causes, especially if you feel that maybe things haven't been working, coming together as of late with the Eight of Stars. It's like you keep kind of trying through here. It's like, I like how they have this hand here trying to pin a needle through a star here, Cancer, because I picture, you know, when you're trying to get that thread through the eye of the needle, how impossible that can be. It's like we can't quite see, we see the how to get it through, but it just keeps, something keeps eluding you here, Cancer, is what I'm kind of getting with that. And I feel that something is, it's like, it's this energy of treating yourself with this compassion here, Cancer, again, as you're trying to figure this stuff out, when I'm saying being fair with yourself, and know that that's interesting. I'm getting like a divine support through with this energy here, Cancer. And you know, maybe we've been I feel like maybe there's a certain cause here. There's a certain action that's happening with the Justice card that maybe is throwing things out of whack here, Cancer. That, you know, the maybe the reason things, it's like if things haven't been going the way that they have, there's something here that is needing to be get walked away from here, and we just maybe need to evaluate this thing. Maybe there's something going on in a relationship. Maybe this could be a sort of substance type of things, because Seven of Moons starts to get into that illusory type of energy. The Moon as well. Maybe there's something we're realizing that we're kind of, again, have kind of needing to overcome, but the Seven of Moons can be my prelude to a devil moment sometimes. So that's something to think about there, Cancer. Be mindful of, I feel like, kind of numbing any sort of feelings or anything along those lines, saying we're not caring or but last thing, Cancer, I just feel that something is coming together here. I do feel with the Eight of Pentacles. It's like we're going to see something that hasn't been working, that hasn't been flowing maybe well for a while. However this may be translating for you there, Cancer. And I feel that the Seven of Moons is believing that you have more options than you kind of realize here. So just something to keep in mind there, Cancer. But, and you know, when you think about owls, I feel I'm just very interesting. You know, when you're figuring this terrain out, Cancer, navigating through this stuff, I feel like it is this journey can feel like a lot of wandering in the dark. But owls are kind of like the nocturnal eagles in a sense, as far as like how they can move through the night in a sense. Like it's like they see all. Their vision is this. And yeah, it's very interesting here, Cancer. I just feel there's a very intuitive energy that's coming with this owl spirit. Your senses are heightened, so it's very kind of Ace of Cups. But let's get some advice from Venus here, Cancer. Oh, Cancer. There's our lovely ruler. Alright, Cancer. Hold on. Okay. Give herself a last little bit here. I think we're talking about that, Cancer. The Five of Stars, actually. Ooh, and the Queen of Moons. So, Cancer, you have the Queen of Moons, one of our cards for me, the High Priestess, which is the lovely moon, and the Five of Moons in reverse. Then you have the Five of Stars up right here, Cancer, and then let's switch back over. Because I feel for some that with this Five of Stars here, I feel like this is like a missing piece, is what this energy is coming through right now. There's something here that, it's like the Queen of Moons is saying there's like, if we're having struggles with something or like a situation, a sort of roadblock, a sort of something's just not flowing well, there's a need to reflect. I feel with the Queen of Moon, she's a very subjective figure. She analyzes these. I feel there's like kind of going through these experiences, see what like more kind of intense emotions I feel come up here with the Five of Moons, or things that we may not even intense, but ones that you may find yourself attaching to, is what I'm getting with that kind of Five of Moons there energy, and I feel in that kind of lies the key here, Cancer, to where you can kind of see things a bit clearer. It's like in that reflection, in that meditation. This could be, and again, Cancer, you could do this not just like by sitting just with, just a meditative state. This could be maybe through journaling. This could be maybe through mindful kind of walking, just doing some sort of pondering, something to kind of clear that space. But this is a very intuitive kind of energy for you here. And I mean, this new lunar cycle was kicked off by a very supercharged Pisces energy, with this new super moon being supported by Neptune. So this is, I feel like, a time to pay attention to not just what's going on around you, just physically, but again, tuning in energetically, noticing that exchange, Cancer. I was hanging out with, I think it was mentioned with some people yesterday, and I had been kind of looking at their charts prior to, we were going to talk about that stuff, but just to see how they flow through their stuff energetically. It's just like watching like different parts of their chart light up as I was talking with them, and it was just like so fascinating to see how you can, when we understand ourselves more energetically, how we can show up for others and how we show up for ourselves, and notice any sort of dissonances and things along those lines. And to be inquisitive here, the High Priestess, I feel like, is kind of initiating this challenge in a sense. Like, she's like slowly revealing things, and that's what the moon always does. She never just pops up full from a new moon phase. We got to ease this stuff into their, Cancer. So I feel like there's opening up your receptivity to things as it makes sense for you. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. A little something to meditate on. But if that resonated with you, if you like that, Cancer, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who's been maybe feeling in a bit of a fog as of late, or the Queen of Moons, I feel like is really kind of, because again, that Cancerian frequency is one that feels its way through this experience. A crab, but even how a crab moves is, kind of moving sideways, moving intricate. It moves in a very interesting way, and I just feel that there is this is deeper understanding and learning to channel these emotions in a different type of way. As you get to understand yourself more emotionally, you do see things, because the Ace of Swords is clarity. That is that sort of divine, even just thinking about that, Cancer, that is a sense of kind of cutting through the fog, and it's just like, oh, new perspective, fresh things coming through. But and then subscribe there, High Priestess. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. Again, if you want to see how this stuff is maybe working through your chart, where this Taurus energy is going on, how this stuff's getting lit up in your placements, book a reading with me, Cancer, and we can check your whole chart there. And when we get done, Cancer, you can come over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly downloads there, which are just talking about the aspects and when a planet's transiting into another sign and how that can, what to maybe expect with that energy. And then I do monthly ones, which I'm getting ready to wrap up here soon. We got a few more signs that are like the other half of the zodiac that's still getting ready to come out there, Cancer. So that's exciting. And then I do yearly ones as well. I'm about to do Aries here soon too. Got a lot of stuff coming up in the mix, and all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Look at all these moons, so intuitive. I told you. You got the Nine of Moons here, Cancer. And the Nine of Moons is, I feel, that faith in the divine there, Cancer. That's that visualization type of energy. This card is Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. And when I think about Jupiter in Pisces, that energy is one that is tuned into the divine, that does have this belief in something bigger than themselves, understanding this, the potential of transcendence, that and that there's an abundance in this experience, in the closing out of these cycles, the letting go part of this. Because I feel that sometimes, when we look at luck, we can, all that Jupiter luck can be attributed to Sagittarius. But Pisces is a different type of luck. It's that I feel like when you have that relationship with the source, you are abundant, because you see that, you understand things. There's this awareness that is happening, and for this experience that you're getting right now, for the experiences that are happening, again, it's Jupiter's massive when we're thinking about this type of stuff, and we're thinking in Pisces realm. And it can be, I feel like, kind of overwhelming sometimes. And so I feel this is contemplating these things as it makes sense, paying attention to that, where your vibrations are at, where your feelings are at, really matter, Cancer, because that's a powerful, feelings are a powerful way of manifestation. And being a sign that is there's no other sign that's as emotional as the Cancerian frequency there, Cancer. So think of yourself. You want to be mindful of that. Jupiter in Pisces is it's like shaman type of energy, very sensitive, very receptive, and so. Yeah, this is a time I feel like that Nine of Moons is asking you to sit in what makes you secure, to feel divinely supported. Nine of Moons is this energy that we're in right now, Cancer. Bask in that, find that state of security. And I like this card too that we got, because you have the cleansing card here, Cancer, which is a card of releasing the old, energetic tune-up, and new beginnings. And that's kind of what this definitely feels. Pisces is about that, releasing the old, the letting go, the grieving of those things. But in that, new growth is happening. You're making space for something new, so to a way to expand, and so this, I feel, is again like an energetic tune-up. This is a level up in a way, and feeling secure in that level up, Cancer, in the new beginnings that are getting ready to come your way with this energy. Because this one kicks off, that is going to be where that full moon penumbral lunar eclipse is going to be happening on the 25th. So a lot of big lunar energies that's going to be happening here. So, and a lot of sun and solar and lunar shenanigans. So this is a time, I feel like, to just learn yourself a bit deeper there, Cancer. Get into those high priestess senses and make the most of that. So, all right, Cancer, I think I'm going to leave that there, but you stay safe out there. All this sensitive energy that you may be feeling there, Cancer. Make sure to cleanse the energies, to be mindful showers, or doing some incense around, maybe get some sage, whatever that, maybe cleanse the air, maybe boil some rosemary, however you do this, Cancer. And keep eyes on the moon, because she's out and about there, Cancer. She's smiling down on all of us, helping us see a little bit, because she's smiling at the growth that's coming there, Cancer. She's just so proud. And I love that. And I will catch you, Cancer, on the next one tomorrow.